Hi everybody, this is Jim. Just doing a camera check. Run into town, take care of a few errands, and just figured I'd see how this new camera is going to work out. I'm coming to you from the foothills of the mountains in northwestern South Carolina. Right on the shore of Lake Hartwell. About a 10-15 minute run to Georgia. This is the first time back on the road after doing a gear swap in the DR650. Went from a 16 tooth front to a 14 tooth. Yeah, this is spinning it up a little bit more, but I don't run this thing on the interstate. So I think for the back road running that I normally do, this is going to be amazing. Did some carburetor work to it here about a week or so ago. Got it nice and smoothed out. And with the new gears in it, it seems really happy on these little twisty South Carolina back roads. Makes that Suzuki gearbox feel nice and tight. Close ratio. I got this bike maybe a month ago at the most. Traded my 93 ZX11 for it. ZX11 is an amazing bike. I mean, brutally fast, nice and comfortable. But for the riding I do on these back roads and everything, I really never got to use the speed that it had. So it was always loafing. This thing, I get to play with it a little bit. Oh, this thing is all kinds of fun. Now, I probably hadn't really been on a dirt-oriented motorcycle since, I don't know, I was 15 or 16. I'm 42 now. So I had years and years of pavement riding on successively, bigger and bigger motorcycles. ZX11 that I just traded for this, it was 550, plus pounds. And it had a little bit of work done to it, so it was, pushing out 150 or so horsepower. Whereas this thing, well, this is a 93. So, we're looking at, under 400 pounds. And, at the crank, somewhere between 40 and 45 horsepower. But oh my lord, this thing is fun. I get to use every single one of those horsepower every time I take it out. And it's, nice and light. So it just, rails into the turns around here. It's the same reason that the Mazda Miata is just so damn popular. It's light, it's not overpowered, and you just get to beat the hell out of it and not go to jail. But no, this is Oconee County, South Carolina, and I'm headed into Seneca, just taking a few back roads, having a good time. I think today is the December 12th. It's about 51 degrees outside. Sun is shining. Just an absolutely beautiful day for a ride. But yeah, this is my first attempt at any kind of moto vlog whatsoever, so don't be expecting great quality. It's just mainly me babbling and seeing if the camera and microphone even work on this thing. Yeah, I can definitely tell, not only the increase in apparent low-end torque, but I can tell that it's winding out a little bit higher in 5th gear. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's not exactly happy in high gear trying to pull at anything under 3,000 RPM or so. So if I'm at cruising speed, what I'm happy at, and not having to lug it, not having to keep it a gear lower than I think it should be, it's good for me. Now, one thing that I really love about this area is the roads. I'm headed into town. I'm not headed out towards the fun section. I can take off going the other direction and head up towards North Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and just have all the curvy road action I could ever want. But yeah, even the back roads into town are entertaining. I've lived out here about a year or so, maybe just a touch over. Lived a little bit of everywhere. As a career, I'm a telecommunications power installer, and so far that career has afforded me the chance to be in 48 out of our 50 states. Only 2 states I'm missing are Hawaii and North Dakota. I got to check Alaska off the list when I was working a job in British Columbia. I was up in Terrace. Just an absolutely beautiful area. And on a weekend that didn't really have anything to do, me and my boss jumped in the company truck and rolled on up north to Hyder, Alaska, right across the line from Stewart, British Columbia. It was winter. The road was a sheet of ice most of the way there. Avalanche warning signs on the side of the road. Got to Hyder. The whole place was closed down. There was one place open with a woman selling postcards. So we went up there, took a few pictures, got our pictures taken at the Alaskan sign, jumped back in the truck, and headed right back down south. Excuse me. Just getting over a little bit of a cough here. But yeah, I really didn't know what I'd been missing all these years that I'd, looked at the dual sport bike, the dual purpose bikes, and just kind of sneered at them as, beneath my radar. Those are, small motors, not much power. Why in the world would I want something like that? Why? Yeah, this is why. More fun than should be allowable by law. And since I'm going about 20 miles over the speed limit, yeah, that is more fun than allowable by law. Need to rein that back a touch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it being almost halfway into December and being able to just jump on the bike and ride, I really kind of feel bad for, everyone living in the areas to where, the motorcycle is put in the garage at least 3 months out of the year. Because, guys, I've lived in those areas. I moved down to South Carolina from Pennsylvania. I went to school in Colorado. I lived in the Ozark Mountains of Missouri for many years. And yeah, most of the bikes get put away. Now, living in southern Missouri, we'd get ice storms, we'd get snow. My father, who's since passed away, was a bike rider. I remember him on his Kawasaki Z1 900, heading into work with ice on the ground, using his feet as outriggers just to keep the bike from falling over on the way in. The man was hardcore. Seriously hardcore. Didn't let anything hardly keep him from riding. Now, I'll ride when it's cold. Both he and I rode back from a family reunion one year down in Georgia to Missouri. On the way back, we headed back in a hurricane. I had 4 to 6 inches of standing water on the roads. Riding felt like you were tipped over at a 45-degree angle just trying to fight the wind. I've done stuff that I don't advise. But yeah, I kind of draw the line at ice. On this thing, I'm kind of curious to try it out in the snow. I don't know about commuting on it. But just out for a fun ride might be alright. But yeah, if you guys, if you've never ridden a dual sport, especially a bigger dual sport, something like this one, I highly suggest you try it. Because yeah, it is nothing but fun.